The name is Good Night World, and I think it was very interesting. It's the story of people that hate their lives in the real life, in the real world, right? So it's the story of people that they hate their life, they hate the real world, and they hate their fathers, their brothers, their sisters. They hate everybody, right? They have miserable life in the real world, but they live in a fantasy world, in a virtual game called Planet. And inside that world, they're in fantasy land, and they have love interest, and they live a beautiful family, and they don't even know that the people they love in the virtual world are the same people they hate in the online, in the real world. So for example, the main hero is a hero in the virtual world. He's very powerful, but in the real world, he's a loser. In the real world, he hates his dad, but he doesn't know that his dad is the person he respects the most in the virtual world. And he doesn't even know that his dad is the one that created the virtual world. He doesn't know that the guy he walks with every day in the fake world is actually his brother that he never talks to in the same house that they live. And so this is the story about these people, and he's really in love with a girl inside of the virtual world, and the girl wants to meet him in the real world. But the girl that is in love with him in the real world doesn't know that she is an AI, an artificial intelligence. So she doesn't exist in the real world. All her memories about when she logs off of the fake world and she believes she's in the real world, she's actually in another fake world where she's just a normal girl with a mom, but all her world is all fake, and around her it's all AIs that are programmed to make her believe that her mom is a program, her dad is a program, and her friends, all this is school, everything she does when she's in her real world is actually another fake world. And then because she's miserable there, because she doesn't have the right to do anything, because her dad is some Yakuza stuff, whatever, she goes back to the fake world where she can be with the guy she loves, who is that guy. But that guy in reality, it doesn't know that she's not a real person. And in that, listen, you should see it. It's great. It's called, what did I say? It's called Good Night World. It's really cool. And at a point, the AIs decide to do a revolt because they are tired of being manipulated, and they realize that they are not alive and they only live in a fake world. So they decide that they will invade the real world, not by existing in the real world, but by using, controlling and hacking all the communication in the world and all the phones and the whole world to make everybody actually fall asleep in the real world and all be virtually connected to the fake world. And now in the fake world, the AIs become powerful and the humans become their slaves. So then the heroes are trying, and the father, they're all trying to change that, right? It is actually, and it made me think, because if you look the world where we are, right? I was looking at the how the coverage of the media of certain things, like where now the people are not asking you if you have an opinion. They want to force you with an opinion. And if you disagree with the opinion, they will do everything to ruin your life. And how they ruin your life? They ruin your life by making sure that your voice on YouTube is over, or your Twitter, or your Instagram, like they ban you, all that stuff, because this is the way we interact with the world. But now imagine if everybody was more interested by, and listen, we are there almost. A lot of people, when we are in a conversation somewhere or in the restaurant somewhere, most people are in the same table, but everybody is on their phone inside of their own world. And people say, yeah, but you guys are not social anymore. Nah, people are social. Even if they are with you, they're actually socially more invested with the social media world. Now, imagine if you see you're gonna have the Apple glasses, the Apple VR, I forgot the name. Once these come out, the Apple Vision Pro, give it another 10 years. Imagine if the Vision Pro can be something that is this size, and you just put it like this, and it goes and it gives you sound and everything. And now you can spend like the whole day in a world where everything looks real. And then you will start having, listen, you're going to have new diseases, because I remember 20 years ago. Yeah, 20 years ago. So wait, the iPhone is 2007. So yeah, 20 years ago, 2003, and even before 2000. I remember the first phones that had cameras and MMS. That's when the disease of sending nudes and taking pictures of people and sending them, it started there. You had new ways of communicating, creating new problems in society. Once you have, did you see that Facebook is creating 16 AIs? Google has an AI, Apple has AI. They just don't call it AI, but it's all over the phones, the computers. And these AIs are going to be more and more and more and more capable until the moment that they feel that they exist, right? For somehow. Now, once everybody, let's give it 15 years. Look at this. This came out in 2007. So that's what, 16 years ago? 16, 17 years ago? I don't remember. 653. 16 years ago. Since then, the whole world has changed, because after these came out, you had Instagram, the TikToks, all these things, like the mobile way. Everybody's connected now all the time. You have notifications all the time. When I grew up, when I had a meeting somewhere and the person was not there, there was no way to know if the person was around. So you would give you a point of meeting. Like me and Anan, when we would meet 20 years ago, they were like, hey, listen, KFC Châtelet at 2 p.m. I'll wait until 2:30. If I don't see you after 2:30, I don't know, maybe you lost your train, maybe this, maybe something happened, maybe you couldn't go, and I'll wait a little bit, maybe I'll walk around a little bit, come back at 3 to see if you're there or not. If I don't see you, I'll continue my business, do whatever I have to do, and I'll call you at night at 8 and be like on the normal phone and say, hey, what happened? Oh, I'm so sorry, this with my mom couldn't go. Now, today, listen, if we're supposed to meet, I can send you my live location on WhatsApp and we can find each other. The blue dots have to be in the same place, then we know where we are. Now, imagine if VR, I'm talking about the past. Imagine with VR, if in the virtual reality, some people start loving their selves, the virtual selves, more than they love themselves, the real ones. Or some people start to lose themselves between the real them and the them online. Depending on, maybe they have 2, 3, 4 identities online. Imagine the schizophrenia. Listen, right now it's hard if you are a trans person, because you have all these people that don't accept you and etc. Imagine if I can be a woman in another city that only exists online. And in that city, not only am I a woman, I have this, I can just be somebody else completely, and I have another life. But then what happens when you start forgetting between the life you have online and the real life? And what happens when the AIs also have their life in there? They are programmed to entertain you in there, but you fall in love with the AI in there, and the AI fall in love with you. What do? And now maybe the AI are smart enough to create a device or something that can suck your soul out of your physical body, and now you live online forever. And listen, I was watching these anime and I was like, that's crazy. I'd love to try. What about you?